Hi, Gene Burnett from GeneBurnett.com, back with another Tai Chi tip. I thought I'd talk today a little bit about the four principal energies of Tai Chi, which are ward off, roll back, press, and push. When we call these energies, we're really talking about ways of holding energy in your body and ways of dealing with energy from the outside. They're not actually different stuff in your body. It's just a different way of dealing with energy. We have a movement in Tai Chi called grasping sparrow's tail, which contains these four energies. Everybody does these movements a little bit differently, and they call them different things sometimes. The names are really, in my mind, just a way for us to talk about things so that we know what we're talking about, but the name isn't the thing, right? So this bone in my leg, we call it a femur, but a femur is an unknowable mystery. We don't know what the hell it is. It's connected to the whole body. Without the body, it barely exists. Without gravity, without a million forces of nature holding that in place, it wouldn't even exist. It's part of a whole continuum of reality, but we call it a femur because we don't go to the doctor and say, I broke my unknowable mystery. You know, we say, I broke this bone here, which we call a femur, which is what it's called. So these energies have names. I think that when you learn what something is, it's more important to get a sense of it or a knack for what it is than for nailing down exactly what it is. Because I don't think anyone knows what anything is when you get right down to it, really. So, for instance, like when you're a kid and someone says this is a chair, you open up a little file in your head called chair, and it has one piece of paper in it, that particular chair. Every time someone tells you what a chair is, you put another one in that file until pretty soon you have a sense of what chairness is. And I can cut a radish in half and put 4 toothpicks on it and a lettuce leaf on it, and you can say that's a chair. Just like handwriting, you know, you see the letter A, a perfect A, and you begin to get what that is, and you see other A's, and you know what, you know, the sense of an A is, and then you can recognize an A even if it's a weird handwriting. So it's kind of like that with these energies. I'm going to tell you what my take is on them. Someone else will tell you what their take is on them, and you know, gradually you'll get a sense of what these energies are. So ward-off energy. To my mind, ward-off energy is circular, rounded. It protects the center of anything. Anything's ward-off energy is what keeps you from getting closer to its center. So on a tree, it's the bark of the tree. If you take off a piece of bark, it's the skin of the bark. If you go down to the individual bark cell, it's the cell membrane. If you go down to the atoms, it's the electron shell. It's whatever keeps you from getting to the center of something is its ward-off energy. So in Tai Chi, you know, from the very opening movement, we establish that ward-off energy. It's a circular protective space, kind of like a beach ball floating in water. You know, you can't hold it underwater very easily. You're always moving around it. So, you know, our single-hand ward-off position is another example of this, or ward-off in our particular version of grasping sparrow's tail here. It's circular, it's rounded, it protects the core or the center. Ward-off energy can be very stiff or held. In some styles of Tai Chi, they work it very, you know, it's very kind of like a steel hula hoop around you. It can also be really loose and soft. Like a starfish has tough ward-off energy. It's hard to get to the center of a starfish. But a jellyfish has soft, squishy ward-off energy. It's hard to get to the center of a jellyfish too. So, like everything in my Tai Chi, I like to keep it on a dimmer switch and kind of hang out in the middle, so that if I need to go firmer, if I need to go stronger to keep something away, I can, or if I need to go softer, I can. So the push can come to me and I can ward it off very firmly, or I can ward it off very softly, so that the push doesn't get to my center that way. Or I can use my body to ward it off. We have body ward off too. Anything that's rounded redirects energy around the center is what I call its ward off energy. The next energy is rollback, and our version of it looks kind of like this. That energy there. Some styles they do it more like this, some styles they do it more like that. Chen style would be more like this. Rollback energy meets an oncoming force. It meets it and then comes with the oncoming force in the same direction and eases it off the path. There should be no sense of bumping or blocking or splitting it off. The other person should feel like, this is going great, how come I missed my target? You meet it and you guide it off. So when you're rolling something back, it's kind of like walking next to someone and just nudging them slowly in the direction you want them to go. So our rollback energy looks kind of like that. The pressing energy and the pushing energy are very similar. To my mind, a push is like a wave that just catches you at the beach and knocks you over. It just comes up, makes contact, and pushes. A punch can be kind of pushing energy with a fist at the end of it. A push is just what it sounds like. When you push a car, you're using pushing energy. A press is more of a refined, focused, penetrating push. It compresses the thing that it's pressing a little bit. So if someone was pressing me, they'd compress me to my center, and then they'd move that. So you compress it and then move it. So if an accordion is open on a table, and I want to push it off the table, I just push it off the table. But if I wanted to press it, I would compress those folds first, and then I'd push it. So the press is more lethal. It can kind of set up more of a shock wave into the body. One time, Master Chung Da-Chen, my teacher's Tai Chi teacher, he was showing me how to do press, and he looked at me very seriously and said, "Someone kill you, father, you use this." So it was serious. So our press is more of a laser-guided, penetrating kind of a push. So if we put those all together in our version of grasping sparrow's tail, we have ward off, roll back, press, withdraw, and push. And the pushing energy is last, right there. Notice I'm not letting my elbows get past my knee. I'm not reaching out like this. Whenever we push or press or do any kind of issuing movement, we don't want to overextend ourselves. We want to keep ourselves intact so that even though we're pushing something, we ourselves are not going with what we're pushing or pressing. We don't want to go over the top. So those are just 4 examples of what those energies might look like or feel like, and a bit of my take on them. Hopefully, if you've been studying Tai Chi, you already have a sense of ward off, roll back, press, and push, and you can just add my examples to your examples and the things that you've seen and learned, and hopefully it'll just help you get a little more a sense of what these energies are, get a knack for them, rather than trying to nail down exactly what it is, because really I don't think we know what anything is. So thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of thing. I do Tai Chi tips, nature videos, and lots of music videos too. So thanks for watching, and take care. Practice.